right, and welcome back to a lifetime of conversations. Well, we're here again. I know it's been a while. It's been like a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes like life happens,
Yep.
and you're like, it gets in the way of fun stuff and talking.
Yeah. Do you know what? Our last podcast dropped like a week and a half ago, and it's been a little bit, so people are getting like nervous. I even have the president texting me like every day. Actually, neither one of them have texted me in a couple of days. I'm like a little worried to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, again, it happens. Life happens. Gets in the way.
Well, we're back.
Yeah. Well, we never left, but we're doing this now.
We're back and just as okay as ever.
Even better, maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I guess I had to talk about. I guess now it was about a month and a half ago, roughly, give or take, that we went on our evacuation vacation.
No, that's right. Hurricane Milton.
Yeah, it was. That one was actually Helene.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because Milton hit after we got back the week later.
Did? Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you have to imagine. Now let me paint the premise, because this is what makes the story like. And now before we even talk about this, I want to say that this in no way trumps what actual people went through. These two hurricanes devastated great parts of both Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, in ways and places that no one expected, and
Absolutely.
That's kind of unfortunately how they work.
And here on the East Coast, I mean, the tornadoes that hit around this area,
right,
destroyed.
The one
so
that went
much.
across the road. And like on 98, you're like, what the hell is that? People are like, I've been here 22 years. I've never seen tornadoes. And it's like, well,
I've been here 80 years.
Yeah.
And I've never.
Do you believe global warming now? I'm just saying. But anyway, so just as a caveat to for all the people out there, our hearts go out with you, and we hope you recover, and really hope that they pay your insurance.
Yeah.
Because man, that seems to be a thing now. It's like,
They know what they're doing.
no, we're not paying you. What do you mean? What?
Yeah.
What? Like, isn't that the whole point of paying the insurance?
Yeah.
But anyway, so to lay the premise, this is the first time in 17 years me and my wife have gone away by ourselves. Okay? Like without the child. Because you have a kid and it's tough. You go on vacations and you do things, but the kid's always with you. The kid, the dog, the cat, the goldfish. You're like bringing everything with you. This time it was like, we're just going to go by ourselves. So I booked it a month in advance. I booked it in like the beginning of September. You don't know that this is happening.
Yeah. They surprise you.
So then, you find out, oh, this is a thing. So a couple of days, about 4 days, 5 days before I call, and they're like, well, we don't know anything yet. So, you're not going to know until you get here whether you can't be here. Like, great. Because, you got to drive 4 hours away. We wanted to go to Clearwater, and that's, her thing where she wanted to go. So we get all out there. We just leave 5:30 in the morning, drive across. And like there's only like 2 roads that take you west in Florida.
Yeah.
There's literally only 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're called, but they're just like roads between farms and swamp for literally hours. It's like the same as like going upstate New York, where you're just passing mountainous roads of farms and shit. Except this is just one straight road with trucks, cars, and tractors forever.
I know. I've been on it. I know.
But like I've only done it like maybe twice, and it's kind of funny because I'm like, wow, there's only 2. You think there's more of an option? There's one north and there's one south, and that's the only way across.
The whole entire state.
Right,
In a straight
to
shot.
take it in one straight shot. Otherwise, forget it. You don't want to take those dirt roads. Anytime Google tells you to turn down a dirt road, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's like someone's farm driveway. That's not a good idea ever.
Yeah.
That was
I
Google
was
20 years ago.
I wish Google was more honest. Make a left turn and lock your doors.
Right? Well, that would have been helpful on the end part of our vacation. So, I mean, I'm going to sum a lot of this up. So we got like literally 5 hours worth of beautiful weather. Like we got there in the morning. We go to the place. And of course, I'm not going to say where. It doesn't matter. But I get to the place. It's right on the beach. Like we're staying like you can see the ocean. There's little hammocks and you can sit and, I don't know, do vacation stuff. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
So this is exciting. And we get there and they're like, oh, now we're already getting these texts, level. Now, they don't tell you these things when you move places like Zone 1 or Zone A, immediate evacuation. I'm like, what the hell is Zone 1? I don't know what zone A is. Like, they don't explain it. They just say zone 1 or zone A. I don't remember what it was.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
Right. Exactly. Like a little parentheses would be helpful.
By the way, you're in zone 1. Get the fuck out of here.
We come to find out. After I asked the lady, I'm like, is this zone 1? She's like, oh, yeah, we're zone 1. I'm like, what does that mean?
So
She's like,
calmly.
she goes, I don't know. I'm like, okay. Right. So I look it up at this point because I was like, now I have to find out. At least you can do that now easily. And it's just any zone that is basically touched by water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trailer parks and coastal, anything bay orientated, ocean orientated up to a certain amount of mile, distance.
If you could smell the beach, run.
Yeah, or hear the ocean, right? Yeah. So you could have just put that in parentheses, like underneath the zone thing.
Doesn't sound official enough.
But I think that more, not for people who live there, but again, people that vacation there. I mean, you'd want to know. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I haven't been. Actually, this is the first time I actually even seen a hurricane in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we lived here all those years before. There was no hurricane. It just didn't happen. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. It veers off. It goes somewhere else.
You were here during that lucky patch because we had a whole bunch before you came. And then after you left, we got hammered like year after year.
But that's just kind of the way it goes, Mm-hmm. So, okay, well, all right, they're like, all right, we'll call you. So we go down to the beach and we spend like, an hour or two, walk the boardwalk, check out the town, went in the ocean a little bit and, grab some white sand because it is really gorgeous in Clearwater. It's beautiful. They literally have white sand. Yeah. Like, you're like, wow, it actually is white. Like, I took a picture of a pelican, a really friendly pelican, walked the boardwalk, did like stuff like that because we didn't have much time. It was beautiful. The sun was shining, but there was looming clouds far on the horizon. And you're like, the longer we stand out here, the harder it's going to be anywhere. So we get the call and she's like, oh no, I spoke with my manager. We're evacuating everyone. We're closing down right now. And I'm like, okay. So we go back. We parked our car there. We grabbed the car and we're like, all right, we'll go to Sarasota. I don't know. Drive all the way to Sarasota. Now it's like maybe 45 minutes, an hour. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Get all the way
far away from the hurricane.
Well, we're trying.
Right.
But we're not realizing if we turned around, the hurricane is following in that exact direction.
Oh, boy.
And we get to Sarasota and we keep calling and they're like, nope, we're all closed. We're on hurricane watch, evacuation warning. Nope. So it's like we got evacuated from our vacation that we had booked. We get evacuated from the place we're trying to go to. Then we're like, all right, fine. We're going to go further inland. We'll go to Tampa, right? So we drove all the way to Tampa. And again, it's only like 40 minutes from there. But again, 2 hours from where we started. And, massive traffic on the road, panicking, people freaking out. Like, it really was like, people leaving stores with 12 waters and shit. And after seeing some of the devastation, you can kind of understand why. But so we get to Tampa. On the way, I called 9 hotels. Hotels, motels, didn't even matter at that point. I would have stayed in a cave with a sheet. There was nothing. No one had rooms, nothing, because everyone was trying to get a room because they were either trapped or evacuating or something. So on the night, the 10th one, or it may not have exact, but on like the last call, they're like, oh yeah, it was a Quality Inn. Now they're like a half a star below or like a Holiday Inn. Like they're like fine.
Yeah, I've stayed
Yeah,
in one.
I mean it's very economically feasible. If you've ever done a business trip with a company or something, they usually stay there because it's cheap. It's simple. It's a hotel room. It has everything you need. It's clean, done, right? But this was in literally Project 8. It was literally in the worst neighborhood I've ever. There were crackheads and drug addicts on the corner of the underpass, like people drunk, drinking beers, bums sleeping outside. Now I get it. We were from a pretty rough neighborhood growing up,
Right.
But this was it. We had no choice. So it was either take that or drive all the way home because we still had the opportunity. They gave us all our money back. So before we got there, I even said to her, I'm like, we could just cut our losses. I mean, I know you don't want to. And she's like, no, we're here. We're going to do this. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, I mean, whatever. What are we going to do? Yeah. So we stay in the Quality Inn. And the people were really nice. And the place was really nice. But it's like, you go outside to have a cigarette or go to your car. And someone's like, hey, man, you got a quarter? And you're like, oh, shit. It's that.
Right.
Literally that. And I'm not exaggerating. It's unfortunate, and I'm trying not to. But you stick this. It's actually, when you look at the quality, it was really nice looking. But they had this fence around it. And it's like the one. It's like the paddock for Jurassic Park. You wonder why. So that was it. That's the end of the vacation, because the hurricane hit 12 o'clock that night, and we were literally trapped in the room. We went to Publix, grabbed some food, and that was it. We looked for, nothing was open. From, it didn't matter if it was a zoo, an aquarium, a museum, a tourist trap. Everything was closed and evacuated the entire time.
So no mini golf?
Mini golf.
Yeah, the windmill would have been going crazy. It would have been great.
Nothing. It was just so funny because, no restaurants. Restaurants were closed.
Yeah,
literally everything closed. It was like COVID all over again.
Yeah, they're all home.
Right, and I get it. But, and you keep saying to yourself, there's got to be something open.
No.
And you're like, no.
Wait,
no.
You were never here for one hurricane in Florida the whole time that you lived here before, and now?
This is the first hurricane I've
ever
seen.
No, nothing's open. Everybody's just panicking. They're
all right,
locked in.
Again, you try, but you're on vacation, so you're really hoping for anything. At that point, I would have taken some bluegrass hole-in-the-wall fucking dive bar with a bunch of hillbillies wearing flannel and shit singing country music. At that point, that would have been better than sitting in our hotel room. Now, hotel rooms are funny because they got the windows that don't open, and you're just staring at the window watching these 100-mile-an-hour winds whip by, and the trees are bending, and you're just trapped in there.
Yeah, basically.
That's it. Literally, watching Netflix and 100 channels of crappy hotel television.
Just be happy you didn't lose the electricity.
Well, yeah.
You could. Then Marlene would have been like, you know what? We could have fucking went home.
Well,
Sorry, my mic keeps cutting out. I was gonna get a wire tomorrow from.
Okay. Is it crackling?
No.
I can't hear it.
No, it's good. It's just.
Yeah, she did say it after, the next day.
Yeah, we could have went to Miami.
It was literally maybe. Well, okay. The funny is, she said maybe we should have went home, and I'm like, I gave you the option, you denied. I went along with it. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
Again, it was and the day that we were leaving, it was literally her birthday. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it was this was a birthday present, anniversary present. I don't know, we raised a child to the age of 17 and can now leave them alone kind of present. And this is what we get. Right. And again, plenty of people out there got much worse, and they didn't want it.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for it.
Yeah, but I mean,
where we lived didn't get anything. We didn't get hit here at all.
No, not really.
Even with both hurricanes. So even with the tornado, we still got lucky enough not to get, hit here. Yeah. When even after a week later when Milton hit. But
yeah, when Milton hit, the tornadoes around here, I mean, I don't know, if anybody's listened to this that's far away, but do you know those 6-ton construction dumpsters?
Yeah, on
one of those
roof?
Ended on top of someone's roof
from
a tornado.
Picture? Holy shit.
It was right. It was in Wellington.
That was here in Wellington. I know. I saw the pictures. I'm like, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And it's funny you mentioned Miami. I'm not going to go to Miami because growing up, we went to Miami when I lived here in 01, for a couple times to some clubs and to visit. Mm-hmm. It's like New York. It's Florida, but really, really expensive. Yeah. It's not that impressive. We've done things in Miami, but to go there and stay, no, you end up just blowing your load. Yeah. It's really expensive. But I suggested the Keys. Now, that would have been far worse if it had crushed the key. You're stuck on a 2-mile island.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
Right.
I don't think they would have taken you. They don't mess around in the Keys.
No, I know. Who knows? But I always enjoy going as far south as possible, especially the island. I like the island living. But so it was a big epic fail.
Yeah, it's just bad timing. I mean, it sucks. We work. We don't really get to go on vacation all the time.
No. That's the thing.
So when you go on one and then that happens, you're like, shit.
And I took one day off. I could only take one day off. And,
So the highlight of your vacation was watching palm trees blow from your hotel room while you're eating a public sub, watching the crackheads.
Yeah. You know what? That's really fucking accurate. I have to be honest. I think I had a beer, and I didn't even want that. It was because there was nothing else. You're just trapped in there. And thin doors, so you hear all the people, and you can hear it. First, when we first called, they're like, "Oh no, we have plenty of rooms available." By the time we got there, the entire parking lot was packed.
Yeah.
And again, it was all the people literally just evacuating out for whatever reason.
They're probably leaving because they maybe live in a trailer, and they
right. That's what they said. That alert actually said trailer parks and
Right.
coastal areas, or Zone A plus trailer parks. And I guess apparently Zone A is coastal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that was it. I mean, there wasn't much more to it. We made the best of it and drove home. And I mean, the whole trip only cost us $300 for the whole weekend, give or take. Maybe a little bit more with gas, but it was whatever. It was what it is.
You know,
Then a week later, I happened to be off when Milton hit. It was Wednesday, Thursday. It hit on
yeah,
Wednesday.
that's right. Yeah.
I just happened to be off. Those are my days off. And I went outside, and I'm like on my third floor balcony, and I was like gripping the railing, like white knuckle gripping the railing. It was so windy, but there was no rain the entire time. It didn't rain, not one drop.
No, it didn't.
It
Not
was
here.
just
It didn't. No.
stupid, powerful winds.
Yeah.
And I had my like I was leaning against the pillar to the building because it was. I mean, if I had let go, I felt like I would have been
Blown off.
Like literally popped right over. After like 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I've had enough of this. I'm going back inside. Our building's made of concrete. I'm not worried. Close the door. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty safe in there.
Yeah, and Molly, the hurricane, it's going to kill us all. I'm like, even if a tornado came over, and the very worst that would happen is maybe the roof would come in. Now, that's a pretty bad thing, but I'm like, we're on the third floor. Imagine if you're on the second floor, and the third floor collapses on you. That's everyone else above you falling on you. I said, we don't have anything falling on us.
Actually, the second floor would probably be the safest place.
Right, but if our ceiling gave way, and that means on the second floor, that means that everyone on the third floor's stuff would fall on us.
If the ceiling gave way in a tornado, the ceiling would be a mile and a half away.
Oh, true. It might have sucked away. No, but all the stuff, like it would fall if they broke through.
But it's all concrete. It's not gonna.
That's why I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, she's like, this building's all this crap. And I'm like, yeah, but it's concrete.
It's concrete.
I'm like, it's not only concrete, it's like 2.5, 3 feet thick concrete.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a big concrete building. I'm like, they're designed to withstand hurricanes. I mean, maybe not direct tornado hits, but hurricanes are pretty powerful, and they get more of them. So
yeah, I mean that building, it's secure.
Yeah.
It's as secure as it's like a prison cell with a front door and a knock.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Wow, amazing.
then we got home and whatever. That was it.
Oh man, you know what? I wish I had the money to send you guys on a great vacation.
No, but
now.
it's okay because I'm afraid, like there would be like some kind of like terrorist threat on a plane, or like a train would derail. Like at this point, she chalks it up to bad luck, and I'm like, you make your own luck. It's just what happens. And
With the economy, terrorists can't afford to fly right now.
that's true. That is true. I gave her the choice. She chose not to. Said so. Anytime she complained, I said no. I gave you the choice. You said we're gonna stay, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. I mean, to me, I don't care.
Yeah, if it goes great, you're the hero. If it goes bad, it's our fault.
There was no.
You
going
can't say
great
that
at that point. The only great was we survived.
Yeah.
I mean, or nothing bad happened. My
Yeah, your car didn't get
hit.
destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That could
That would be the
easily
biggest
happen.
deal. My car didn't get destroyed by a falling tree.
Yeah, and then you're on the phone with the insurance company. Okay, and David, you didn't drive home. Why?
Yeah.
Don't worry about why. This has nothing to do with it. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you were in. Let me just, for my records, you were in Zone 1. Okay, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. But there you go. So there was our evacuation vacation.
Staycation.
Yeah, it was the double evacuation because we got evacuated from Sarasota and barely held on to Tampa. And that's what was ironic. I don't know if ironic is correct, but that Milton destroyed Tampa the very next week.
Yeah.
Like it didn't miss Tampa. It went right through it. And that was exactly where we were.
Well,
So
some of those crackheads might not be with us anymore. Moment of silence.
Well, yeah. I can't even give them a moment of silence. It's too funny.
So,
Because they're crackheads. But I'm sorry you're crackheads, but, Anyway, yeah.
Oh, just one thing. Speaking of crackheads, you know the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell with My Pillow.
I do
he
not.
sells
Is that the guy that hugs the pillow on the commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Dude,
I saw the meme.
so he's like a multi-millionaire now from selling these pillows, and he used to be a crackhead, and he came out with a story and he's like I was so bad, my dealer would tell me, enough. Can you imagine when a crack dealer is cutting you off?
I need your business. Don't die.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't get me wrong. But I gotta say one thing, and I'm not being paid to say this, but it must be the greatest pillow in the entire world. If it can get a crackhead to put his head down and go to sleep, That's a stunning endorsement.
I never heard of him until I saw the meme recently. I assume he made his money in the late 80s or mid 80s.
No, it was fairly, fairly recent. Yeah.
Crack's not like, it was a big deal then.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a big deal in places, but it's like you don't hear about it as much.
Right.
Like people go, crack cocaine. Right. Like,
yeah, they don't have commercials for it anymore.
Right. Yeah, we're not seeing the fried eggs anymore.
Right.
Like, this is your brain on crack cocaine.
On crack cocaine. Any questions? Yeah, man, you want to buy this pillow?
All I can think about is Chappelle.
$20.
I think Chappelle scratching his neck with the white lips. That's all I can think about.
Maybe that's how Mike Lindell got started. He's like, yo, man, I got this pillow, man, $20.
I got it next to a Quality in Tampa.
Man, where'd you get that pillow? Did you steal it from somebody? No, man, that's my pillow.
and he's hugging it. And then they took a picture. That's their next commercial ad right there.
My pillow. All right, that's the new.
What man? And I don't even. It's funny because somebody said something about it. I'm like, I don't know who this fucking guy is. What made this pillow great? It's a pillow, right? Like,
yeah.
So what is it?
Marketing.
But it's just a pillow.
Dude,
like,
have you ever
goose down? I get it, like gander feathers or fucking rare duck feathers.
Have you ever had a crackhead try to sell you like a broken microwave? Dude, they will make this thing sound like the shit. Okay, so this pillow.
So really, it's just a pillow with good marketing, or just lucky.
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah. It's like they have this foam, this poly foam, and they cut it up into little chunks and they stuff it in a pillow.
Oh, so it's not even feathers.
No,
it's not even a pillow. Like a real pillow.
No, it's not. No.
Like to me, I prefer feathers. I know that's kind of wrong for all the ducks and birds out there, but
I didn't even know they still made feather pillows.
yeah, goose down. I mean, they do. They're expensive because it's a lot of geese or whatever the animal, whatever bird they use to make feathers.
Gooses.
Hopefully, maybe they're only taking leftover feathers instead of taking them from the bird.
Well, I'm sure
But the only downside is you get poked by the ends of the feathers when
the
you sleep.
downside. I get what you did there.
That was actually unintentional. That
know.
was no pun intended. See what I did there?
Those things are friggin' sharp. You're like,
Yeah.
ow, what the?
Yeah, I'm like, ow, I'm bleeding because of my pillow.
And they stick right out of the pillow.
And we wonder why we went to synthetic and like Tempur-Pedic and shit.
Well, all the birds were picketing outside of the factory.
And like being an animal guy really should not support that. But at that point, you're like, I only hope that these feathers were, harvested.
Yeah, as you're eating goose dinner
safely.
I mean, when they slaughter the animals for food, that's probably where they get the feathers from.
You like to hope. But anyway.
No, these are the eating birds. These are the killing for the feather birds. Don't get them mixed up.
Don't mix them up. We don't, that ruins the meat. Like, wait a minute.
All right, well.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll make that one a quick one because it's kind of somber and stupid. And and then I'm like, can we just not wait 17 more years to go on another vacation? She's like, no, I'm saving now. We'll go on another one. I'm like, great. Okay.
Oh, good.
I can't get her on a cruise. I've been trying. I'm like, she's like, no, I don't want to go on a cruise. I don't want to be on a boat. Like seasickness. I'm like, it's not a boat.
You don't get seasick.
It's not even. It's beyond a ship. I said the thing is a giant skyscraper
it's a
on
city.
the side.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's huge. I said, you know what it would take for that thing to move? Even if you forget it. I stopped trying to argue at that point because I've never been on a cruise.
I'm going in 2 weeks. I'm going on one.
Nice. There you go. Have you been on a cruise before?
Plenty of them.
All right, see, I've never been on a cruise ever.
Oh, they're awesome. You'd love
So
it.
I was like, you know me, I like new experiences. I love a first-time experience. That's why I didn't fight. Like, I've never been to Clearwater. Great, let's go there. I don't give a fuck where it is, as if I've never been there.
Okay, hey, we could record another podcast. I'll tell you exactly what it's like being on a cruise. From the minute you get on to the minute you leave.
Because I've asked people, and trying to get like the skimmy, and you get all this stuff, and most people say the same thing. And it's funny because when you talk to people, everyone has a different reason for going on a cruise. Mm-hmm. So like you don't just get one answer. You get all the answers that the boat offers. Mm-hmm. It's like when there's like boats with water parks on them. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like this boat has 7 swimming pools. What?
Oh yeah.
Like
hot tub, swimming pool.
Right, but like 7. Like where you needed 7. Like but there's a lot of people, and it's really big.
It's like 3,000 people.
I know you don't really fathom that. Like I've never been on a cruise, so. But people always say that to me, and I'm like, well, how many clubs have you ever been to? They're like, I don't know, maybe like one time, and I've been to hundreds of clubs. So everyone has their thing that they did.
Gotcha.
I spent more time in the woods than on a boat. But anyway, yeah, that'd be a good idea. We'll make it the.
Oh, you spend a lot of time in the woods. You should have been talking to the homeless people in Tampa. Hey, man, I spend time in the woods. I know what it's like.
Hey, I had a sterno can just like that. I was cooking soup over that sterno can too, except I was in camouflage and 13 feet up in a tree stand. But either way,
But it's a fine model of sterno
it's
can.
a fine model.
nonetheless.
Oh, you got the blue kind.
The blue flame. Oh, that'll get them beans piping hot. Man, those aren't beans.
We call that napalm. I mean, that's what it is, really.
Basically.
It's kind of just a version of napalm in a can. Just
Yeah.
don't take it out of the can, and it's not napalm.
Yeah, don't throw it at anybody.
Well, yeah, we would never.
Oh, my
Especially
God.
Christmas trees on the side of the road.
No, my God.
After Christmas.
No way.
In the suburbs.
Never do that.
Ever. Definitely not. Not now, because that's like domestic terrorism.
Oh, yeah.
terrorism.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? The innocent, dumb shit we did as kids
forget
right
it.
now, we'd be on the news for that.
Literally domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
We would be on the news and like, we're the next school shooters. You're like, no,
Yeah, no,
not even close. Beds
God,
of
I
shit
could
on fire
picture-
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not like,
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Horror in the suburbs. Hi, I'm Brian Williams with NBC News. Like, what?
throwing bad apples at road signs.
Yeah. Bing.
They splatter real nice. All right, so thanks for listening to our rant about my evacuation vacation and some dumb shit we did not do, allegedly.
Allegedly, baby.
So we're going to get back at you with another Lifetime of Conversations. Thanks for listening. Oh, and you can comment now on Spotify. It is a new thing. They have a whole, I mean, it only took them like 10 years to put a comment section where you can actually type like a comment.
So please, somebody comment on this.
I know,
Even if it's just like an
Even if you
exclamation
want to
point.
shit on my evacuation vacation or, like Rob's bad hair and my lack of hair, that'd be great. We'll take it. No, Rob has great hair. I'm jealous because I have no hair. But please leave a comment. We would love to hear from you, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, stay classy, folks.